Having good credit score was always important, it was never kind of off the table. However, now and especially going into 2024 and 2025, having good credit history will be more important than ever before. So look, there is obviously many different factors going into this, some of them being actually smaller banks collapsing, and this is real, definitely not a joke, to banks having more customers in the default, especially on subprime mortgages, or credit card defaults which increased recently, and even more car buyers having financial difficulties to actually pay the loans, especially the subprime car loans, you know, the more risky loans if you will. So because of all of it, not only government is putting higher restrictions, but additionally the banks themselves are tightening the screws too. So now if someone has low credit score, it will be more and more difficult to get any loan whatsoever. By the way, literally just a few days ago, I actually bought a car, and I was very surprised the rate I got for 5-year financing, aka 60 months if you will. And no spoilers, but if I get 10 likes on this video, come on, that's easy guys, I will make the full car buying experience video now in October 2023, but definitely the rate they gave me was not 8%, not even 7%, it was way lower than that, which was kind of surprising to me. And look, I don't have the best credit score per se, but I'm definitely trying to build it. So according to the dealer, when they gave me the loan, the credit score was 742. However, when I look at my Experian report, it's 747, and even better with TransUnion and Equinox. So I don't really know where he got this 742 from. However, it still worked for me, but this video is definitely not about me, but about the benefits of building the credit generally. Now, obviously, when you're building your credit, especially with credit cards, only build it the way that you will never hold the balance on the credit cards, because then if you pay interest, this doesn't make sense at all. You will actually lose a ton of money. Now, you can have higher statement balance, and assuming you will pay all your payments on time, the credit cards will see that you're using the money actually, or the credit to be specific, then they will most likely increase your credit faster, but then pay off the statement balance in full every single time. You don't want to be building credit one way and then keep losing money the other way. That will actually not benefit you at all. Now, I'm sure you're aware of it, but basically the length of the credit history is important. So for example, someone has the credit card for just 5 months and the other person for 7 years. Obviously, this person with 7 years old credit card will have longer payment history. So that's one of the major factors. Another one is payment on time, obviously. This is pretty much equally important. And then the third one is the ratio of the credit used. You want to do your absolute best to at least stay under 30%, hopefully even less, under 15 or maybe even 10%, because then that's gonna have drastic impact on your credit score as well. Basically, the lenders will see that you can handle the credit, that even though they trusted you with some certain amount of credit, but you're only using, for example, 10 or 15%, then that's gonna make it so much easier to get a car loan, personal loan, or even mortgage and etc. And perhaps the most important thing when you're building the credit is don't ever make late payments, because just having 1 or 2 late payments on the credit report will actually damage your score drastically. Also, one more thing with the late payments though, there is big difference between late payment few days, being late over 30 days and then 90. You see, when you're late with the payment 1 to few days, let's say, this is already very damaging to your score. However, when you're being late with the payments over 30 days, this goes to like next level, because not only this is more damaging score wise, but this actually stays on your report longer as well. And 90 days default even longer, so you definitely don't want to have any of this on your credit report. Now, let's say you usually pay your full statement balance, but for some reason you can't. It's better to leave some small balance on, let's say, 3 credit cards than paying the 2 credit cards in full, but then being late on the 3rd card. Late payment will cause the most damage, and that score drop will not recover for a while. However, when you have few percent extra of credit use, let's say, even though your score might go down a little actually, but guess what? After 1 monthly cycle, when you're able to pay off little more of these credit cards, the score will go up the same day. So that's why delayed payments is something you don't want to do. You know, building good credit takes a while actually, and now since you lasted this long in the video, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Me and my wife actually went through bankruptcy before. I'm gonna leave this for some other day. Obviously, the story would be too long, but what I'm trying to say is even after bankruptcy, when some time passes, you can definitely build your credit again. If I did it with my wife, then yes, you can too. Now, some of the benefits of having good credit will be, first, actually getting approved for the loan, which in next 2 years will be even more difficult. The second thing is, and that's very important as well, having good interest rate, because just getting the loan does not really success. For example, some people get the loan but then pay 9 to 10% for the car loan, and what's the use of that? That's totally crushing them financially actually. They can even breathe with their bills, they can pay them on time. So paying low interest is as important or maybe even more important than getting the credit in the first place. And then you might even have more flexibility. So in car buying example, let's say someone goes to the dealer with low score and then person B goes to the dealer with the high score, but each dealer usually works with at least 2 or 3 banks. So for example, for the person with low score, the bank offers only from 36 to 60 months financing, but for the person with the high credit score, another bank offers car loans between 24 months repayment and let's say 72 months. I'm not really suggesting to get the longer loans, but you get my point. And this is kind of crazy thing to me actually, I don't even know why they do that because this has nothing to do with the car itself, but some car insurance companies actually charge you extra just because you have lower credit score. So this is it for this video and I hope the information was helpful to you. And if you're ever planning to transfer the balance between the credit cards, make sure to watch this video because banks play some silly tricks and they get you on these transfers, and maybe I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you for watching.